How does this song go?
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
It's like, what's the tune? And welcome back.
Welcome back to Gossip Queens and Fantasy Things.
I'm Addie.
I'm Tayven.
And that was Addie on Ye Old Ocarina of Time.
On the ocarina.
Playing Soraya's song. We have yet to get a little song, a little ditty to introduce our podcast. If you're into music, please help us.
Please reach out. We need a theme song, an opening song.
Yeah, we're slowly improving, slowly adding. We got a lot of critiques last week on our sound quality. Hopefully it's better this week.
Lots of really great feedback too.
Yeah.
You guys have been so awesome. Everyone that listened gave us such helpful feedback, and it was just so fun to see the comments roll in all week. It was so exciting.
It was exciting, and this week we have video as well. One of our friends refused to watch unless it was on YouTube, even though it's
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's who we went out with on Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
So YouTube video inbound as well.
Yeah.
And we're a little dressed up for it today, so you should check out the video as well.
Check it out.
If you're interested.
It kind of fits the theme of the opening song.
Fits the vibe.
Yeah.
I will say our outfits, we made them for Comic-Con.
Yeah, Addie's like a master freaking sewer out here. She like made everyone's outfits for Comic-Con last year, hand sewed them because to enter the competition,
Yes.
they had to be handmade.
Yeah, and we did the cosplay contest. 70% of your costume has to be handmade.
Yeah.
Only 30% can be like commissioned or purchased. I thought we were gonna slay in the costume contest. Honestly, I was like, we have the best costumes here, and then we lined up. We got there, and we got in line. I'm like, these are the ugliest costumes I've ever seen.
They're not. We look so good, but everyone else I think they had been doing it for a while.
Yes, I wasn't ready for the level of competition in a cosplay contest. I was like, this is just a bunch of people putting together like a Halloween costume, right? But no.
Some people, they spent like how many years on theirs that won the grand prize?
5 years, the people that won.
They had these like biomech like suits that they had. It was crazy. The detail was like insane.
What were those from? Like World of Warcraft? No. Red Hammer?
I don't know.
Some game.
Yeah.
Warhammer. They were
Okay.
crazy. But anyways, so yeah, we're a little dressed up today for the occasion, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
So I practiced my ocarina this morning for you guys. I told Tayven my other option, I was going to learn Pink Pony Club on the recorder, but I didn't have enough time, because my recorder's at my mom's house. So.
And the ocarina's so much cooler.
Well, Pink Pony Club on the recorder.
That would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick.
Maybe I'll bust that out next week, who knows. But yeah, we're excited to be back.
So excited to be back. We tried to record this episode earlier in the week, and the vibes were just not there.
It sucked. So
it was so bad.
Yeah, we went out Saturday night, and we were out for a long time. We were not super late.
But a long time. So we got there at like 7.
Yeah, we got where we were going at 7. We went to like a line dancing club, and we got there at 7 o'clock, and we were there till midnight.
Yeah.
So that was like 5 hours of line dancing and karaoke.
Yeah,
and so,
it was exhausting.
So Sunday morning, like Sunday afternoon, I come over, we were going to record the podcast, and we did. We recorded a full hour. And I went home and I was like, God, that sucked.
I listened because I had the recording on my phone, and I listened to it and watched it back, and I immediately texted Addie. I was like, I hate it. This sucks.
Yes,
this is dumb.
I was like, oh, thank God, because
we were both so drained. The energy just was not there. But today, I'm in a great mood.
I'm in a great mood too. I was listening to Chapel Roan all morning. I went to the gym. Had an energy drink. I never have energy drinks.
I know, Addie brings over a Celsius. I'm like, what the hell?
Gotta keep the energy up for the podcast, so I'm ready to go.
It's here. The energy is here.
Oh, good. I'm so excited about it. So, we're gonna talk about just a lot of stuff. We did have a lot of things we
had
talked
really
about.
Good topics.
The energy wasn't there.
We just weren't excited about them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited now.
I'm excited to dive back in with renewed energy, and Tayven told me she has some surprise topics that I'm so excited about.
Okay.
So we're gonna get into it, but I want to circle first to our conversation on the Olympics.
Okay, yeah.
Because I've still been thinking about it. I feel like it's just such a good question for people to think about.
It's a great question, and our team, honestly, is just... I was thinking a lot about it, too. And our number 1 draft pick, I was like, it's so good.
They're a top-tier team. So, okay, here is the little thought experiment we've been doing. Thought experiment? Conversation topic?
Yeah, just a conversation.
I don't know. I love the Olympics. Been watching a lot of it. So I told Tayven, I'm like, let's pick our Olympic team. We're the queens of Fantasyland, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, gossip queens and fantasy things. So we get to pick a team of 6.
We gotta, fill our roster with any fictional character.
Yes, and so they're competing in all events in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And our goal, obviously, is to win as many gold medals as possible. So we were like, let's pick a team that is, like, diverse, but they would work well together. And our other parameter is they can't use magic. They can use, like, natural abilities. So if they're born with, like, wings or red feet, which were kind of some of our ones. But
no magic, because that would give an unfair advantage.
Yes. So
anything that just naturally comes to you.
So you guys think about it too, and let us know if your team would be our team. But I don't think it would, because we've got a good all-around team,
guys. But it's unbeatable.
Let's save our clutch player for last.
Okay.
Put that person in last.
Okay.
So I guess we'll start off. Gymnastics. Our pick for the gymnastics.
Yes, we had Inosuke from Demon Slayer.
Yes, if you watch Demon Slayer or read the manga, but you're not great with names, I'm really bad with, like, the Japanese names.
I was too, for the first little bit. I was like, who is anyone?
But he's the boarhead guy, and he's super ripped. They say in the show he has flexible organs. So we're like, he would crush ass on the pommel horse.
Unmatched.
He's got a lot of energy too. So I feel like in any of the team games,
gymnast.
Oh, when they're freaking rowing. Oh, can you imagine that strength he would have?
Yeah.
So he's kind of our clutch gymnast. He's wiping in the gymnastics. He's taking all of it.
There's no one that's.
And he'd also be good, for like rowing or volleyball. He has a lot of strength and he's fast, so I think he'd be good in anything else.
Yeah.
So that was one of our first picks. And then our next pick, this one's controversial. We both hate it.
We hate it, but it's still the pick.
Still the pick. This is, there's a lot of swimming events, so we had to get a strong swimmer.
And those are the biggest events, too. Those are the ones everyone loves.
People love them. Thank you, Michael Phelps. I feel like he really made the swimming so popular. But we picked, this is another anime/manga, and it's Sue Asui from My Hero Academia. She is annoying as hell. I'm sorry if you're a Sue fan. She's the
worst. I literally cannot stand her as a character. It makes me not want to watch the show.
I know, she's really annoying, and her, especially, maybe it's the dub. Maybe that's the problem, because her voice is like,
you know what? Yeah.
I told you to call me Sue. And it's the worst.
I wonder, I've never watched it dubbed, so it could be a lot less annoying. But I feel like the way she acts too, or subbed.
Oh, subbed, yeah. The way she acts too, she's like a baby, and she is a snitch. She's a snitch against her classmates.
Yeah.
She's always like, I had to tell the adults because it's not responsible. I'm like, shut up,
I had to do the right thing.
So annoying.
Okay.
But so in My Hero Academia, all the characters have, like, quirks. That's the thing. They're, like, superpowers, essentially. It's like a superhero show.
Yeah.
And her quirk is frog. It's just frog.
That's just it. Frog.
So she's like a great swimmer.
So she's gonna be a great swimmer. She's gonna come in clutch.
She got those web toes. And
that's not magic. That's natural born ability.
Natural born.
So.
And she can jump really high, so we did think for like volleyball and some events.
What is the vaulting? Like where you jump.
No, our clutch players still win. Oh,
true. You're right.
But she, we thought she could really sweep in the swimming ones, and she's a team player as well. So
I guess
she would be good. She's responsible.
Unfortunately, she's on the Olympic team.
Yes. Our next pick, we also had the King of Rohan. From Lord of the Rings.
This was Addie's suggestion, and when she first said it, I was like, what? But
hear me out.
The explanation's good.
They've got all the equestrian events. I looked it up, Tayven.
Is there a lot?
There's 3 equestrian events, but I think there are multiple medals in those different events.
Okay.
At least 3 gold medals up for grabs. And in Lord of the Rings, Rohan, they're the horse people. That's their vibe.
That's their thing.
So he would kill it in the dressage events and jumping and horse racing. He would absolutely sweep there. And, he leads all the fighters. He's a soldier, so he
would be a good team player because he knows how to work in a unit.
He would probably be, our weakest in the other sports, but we have some, superhuman players that will really make up for that. But
yeah, I think we needed to balance it out a little bit with an actual human.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good pick.
It would have been too good if we hadn't.
Exactly. Okay, you go.
All right, and then we had Cassian from A Court of Thorns and Roses. If you listened last week, we were talking about that a lot. But Cassian, he's known as one of the Bat Boys, so he's naturally born with wings.
Okay.
So that's, it doesn't count as cheating because that's not magic. So.
And he's strong as hell. What's his nickname in the books?
The Lord of Bloodshed.
Oh, the Lord of Bloodshed. So he's coming in Taekwondo. Yeah. He's coming in boxing.
All the
fighting events. And then he's just super strong. Actually, I will say this is something I love about the Court of Thorns and Roses, the later books. When they explain learning to fly, I feel like the author, she just explains it so well. The muscles they use. Because she's you have to train those muscles, and that's why all the fighters are so ripped, because they have to work all the wing muscles. I could feel it in my back while I was reading it. I could just imagine trying to fly.
I feel in most fantasy books, if there's winged characters, it doesn't describe
they can just fly.
They can just fly they're born, so they just know how to do it.
Yes.
But the main character, Feyre, she gets shape-shifting powers, so she gets wings, and Azrael's trying to teach her how to fly, and she's every day she's so sore, and she's having to learn how to combine all those different muscles at the same time. And I liked it. It humanized it a lot for me.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
But, so Cassian, he's on our Olympic team, again, for all the fighting events. We thought he'd be good at bike racing, the BMX. It just seems like his vibe.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
That's his personality, 100%.
Fencing, he'd be good at the fencing.
Oh, God, yeah. True. And the archery events, too.
And then he's just strong as hell, so,
He's also, the commander of all the armies of the Night Court, so, again, another great team player.
He's actually our leader. He's our team leader,
Honestly, yeah.
He's coaching everyone. He's getting the formations out there.
I don't know how far you're into the book, but where he's, teaching Nesta to train and stuff.
I'm not that far. Okay. They've trained, one time.
Okay. Well, the way, he, is such a good trainer. He's so calm and, commanding. And it's,
so he's perfect. I think that's only 4. Wait.
Are we missing someone?
We are missing someone. Okay, we'll do our clutch player, then I guess we just have to pick a
Oh, no,
6.
we did Maki. Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Addie hates this one. But we felt like we needed to balance it out with another female.
We did need another girl.
And any Jujutsu sorcerer, that's magic, so they really wouldn't come in clutch. But she's skilled on her own.
Yes, she's from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
They, fight curses with magic energy, but she doesn't have that curse energy.
Yeah.
So she just is a good fighter.
She's a staff, and she's super badass and fast with it.
I thought she'd be really good at rhythmic gymnastics.
Yes.
Or her and Sue taking on water dancing.
Okay.
I just thought
I actually love that.
Okay, I think that would be really good.
That'd be crazy to see, but it would be so good.
Yeah, so, and she is strong, she's smart, so I think she'd be a good addition to the team.
Oh, yeah.
And then our last pick, our number 1 draft pick for the Olympics.
He's coming in for all the gold medals, for the majority of the gold medals.
Any track and field event, he's winning. He's sweeping. He's so far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
It's Edward Cullen from Twilight. And Cody had some problems with this.
Cody hates this pick.
But he also hasn't seen Twilight, so you can't
disagree.
You can't tell me that he would not destroy, because we did the math.
Fast as fuck.
He runs 150 miles an hour. Just
runs. Someone did the math, the distance from Port Angeles to Forks. Yeah. Is this, and he got there in 20 minutes. So it's he's running 150 miles per hour. He's the fastest vampire in the books.
He can jump 40 feet in the air, minimum.
As if you could outrun me.
Wheeze.
As if you could find me off.
As if you could find me off. No one could.
No one. Not one single competitor is beating him. Honestly, mostly in anything.
Yeah.
I think that some of our players would come in as a good backup. But Edward's he's taking home the gold for...
And when they all play baseball.
Whatever the name of our
we know that he's really good at baseball.
Muse is playing in the background. It's
Yes. Alice is there, so sad she got benched.
I would love to be at that event. That'd be so fun.
So that was our fantasy Olympics team, and I really think that we would be coming home with every gold medal.
Yeah, I don't think there's one single one.
It would, I don't know, it's just no competition. So let us know
if you think that your fantasy team could be ours, or if you have any suggestions.
Because that's the thing. Maybe you could get one player who's getting like one event a little better than us, but as a team,
be well-rounded.
You're not getting more medals than our damn team out here.
Because I had one punch man. I had Saitama as a bench pick. But when you think about, just the well-roundedness of the rest of our players, it's just insane.
It's just too good. So I was so excited about that. I've been thinking about it a lot this week. Every time I'm watching the Olympics, I'm like,
God, Cassie would do so much better in this event.
Cody, he was always choosing like magic people. He's like, they can go so faster than Edward Cullen. I'm like, because they're teleporting. They're they're using magic. Yeah. They're not just running.
No. You at least have to earn your gold medal from like the training and stuff that you've done.
I guess they train their magic, but
still. It's just not fair.
No, it's not fair. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you?
I'm so excited.
I've been listening to the Tortured Poets department.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Finally, Addie has been begging me to listen to this album every day. She's like, God, it's just so good. Every time I listen to it, it just gets so much better.
I'm a huge Swiftie. The Tortured Poets department, that's Taylor Swift's new album. I love Taylor Swift. I've been a big fan since the debut album. Tayven and I used to make music videos.
Crazy Taylor Swift fans when we were younger.
Yes, and I still am a crazy Taylor Swift fan.
I kind of fell off a little bit after Speak Now is the last album of hers that I really was like, okay.
And this album's so good, and I've been begging Tayven to listen to it, and she just told me this morning when I got here, she's like, I want to talk about this a little. I was like, what?
I knew you'd be so excited. I was having a little self-care night last night. I like took a bath and I was like, painting my nails and I just had it on in the background. And I know that, don't yell at me because I know you've told me this 100 times already.
Okay.
But So Long London is so good. I literally, it hit me because I had it just on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the lines where she says, you say I abandoned the shit, but I was going down with it. It really, I was so pulled out of whatever I was doing. I was like, what did she just say? Because it hit me so hard. But, yeah, and the line, too, where it's like, I can't believe I gave you all this youth for free. Yeah. I was just like, God, this is describing my life right now.
And I told Tayven, we mentioned last week she recently got out of a 4-year relationship. And when she got out of it, I was like, you gotta listen to this song, So Long London. I'm like, this, I feel like, describes your breakup.
It really, to a T, did. Yeah. It was like, I don't know if you guys have ever listened to a song where you feel like it was literally written for you, or like the moment that you're in, but it was so crazy. I was like, how does she know? How does she know?
How does she fucking know?
I feel like that about a lot of the album, though. Yeah. Like, I was gonna tell you, that song's great, and it changed my life last night.
Good.
But
I'm glad to hear it.
Still, my favorite one on the album is Down Bad.
Down Bad's good.
It's so
that
good.
one's a bop. When I did show Tayven the album, she did like that one.
The first time she's like, hey, I feel like you'd like this song. And I did. But it's just a long album, too. So it took me a minute to, get into it. I was like...
I feel like it took me a good, 3 full listens before because the first 3, I was like, all these songs are the same.
They all sound very similar at first.
Yeah, at first. But once you get into it, you're like, God, these are all so different, and they're so good. I will say, though, the other day, Tayven was over at my house, and we were listening. She put on a playlist, and Down Bad came on, but my cousins were over, and one of my cousins, we were doing, some crafty and, perler beads and stuff, and one of my cousins, she's 12, I think.
Yeah.
And so I was like, change it, because I was like, this song says the F word so much. We gotta get it off this one.
Which is so, because, we just grew up so innocent and sweet when we were, listening to Taylor Swift, and now it's, so weird to hear her drop in the F-bomb not every now and then, a lot. Yeah.
Well, that's, the song Guilty as Sin.
Yeah.
That's kind of a dirty song.
It is.
This weekend, while we were out doing karaoke, I'm sorry, I just feel like if you're that bad at singing don't do 10 songs in a row.
That's the thing, is so we get in, and we're, like, super excited to sign up for one song. Well, you and Cody did a duet.
Yeah.
And then we each wanted to do a song.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, okay, it's gonna be, like, an hour out. And we're like, shit.
But I was like, the room's full,
it's busy.
so that makes sense.
But then these group of girls get up and do, like, 10 songs in a row, back to back. Like, they had just signed up, like, all in a... We're like, let someone else have a turn.
And one of them was Taylor Swift's Guilty as Sin. And let me give you a little glimpse into how it sounded. Drowning in the blue Nile. That's it. That's all I got. But I was like,
I couldn't even tell if it was a good song.
No, I told
the way
Tayven,
they were doing it.
I was
like, this is one of the best songs on the album.
They're butchering it. I was like, go home and listen to this song.
So I did.
Please.
That's kind of what got me into the tortured. And I think, too, the reason I kind of wanted to, like, wait to get into it is because I'm a poet. I write. I love to write. And so I wanted to, like, be able to really get into it, too. Like, I wanted to delve deep into the lyrics, do a deep dive.
I think that's the music that I love best. Like, I really like meaningful lyrics and ones that I don't quite understand at first. Maybe I'm just stupid, actually, because I feel like when I listen to music, I'm like, oh my god, what does that mean? Like,
there's a deeper meaning behind this, I know.
I know there's a deeper meaning, and then I listen like a bunch. But I feel like Taylor Swift's lyrics, that it does lend itself to multiple listens before you kind of understand what's happening.
Well, it was like you were telling me the other day, because I've been thinking about this a lot too, is I had some like metal or something on, or maybe it was like Ghost, but Addie was like, yeah, I don't like it. You're like, the only music that I like is like music that makes me feel something. Like it transports me somewhere.
Well, it's actually music that makes me want to paint. It's music that puts like an image in my mind.
That creative inspiration for music is crazy.
Because I did mention last time, I'm an oil painter. Yeah. That's my profession. And so if I like listen to something that gives me an image, then I think that that's good music.
I get that. I actually, when I write my best poetry is when I listen to music. So
yeah.
But I was thinking about that when I was listening to this album, because I was like, God, it's making me feel like... Because I love music. I love music just for the sake of music. I love if it just sounds good, but it really was. I was like, God, I'm feeling deep, crazy, wild things right now.
It's so good.
It almost made me sad about the breakup.
Oh,
like, for a second, I
almost felt bad.
Not felt bad, but it kind of brought tears to my eyes for a second. I almost started crying, and I was like, God, what are you doing?
Tayven's been sad for like no seconds of the breakup. And then,
literally, I think
Taylor Swift will put you there, you know?
The day that we broke up, I came over and like cried on your couch for like 5 seconds, and then I was like, okay,
you're like, okay,
hot girl summer,
ready to go. But yeah, it's such a good album. I think if you guys want to give it a listen, my favorite songs are The Albatross.
Oh, that one's good.
And Peter.
I haven't listened.
Peter is my favorite one on the album for sure. And then Love of My Life.
That one's really good.
LOML.
That one was really good.
I like when she says, "What? Oh God. Okay, now I forgot." Oh, the coward claimed he was a lion. I'm like, oh, that's like one of the lines.
Oh my gosh, the one I liked in So Long London. It was like, I died on the altar waiting for the proof.
Yes.
Like, shit.
That line reminds me of you. R.I.P.
Rip.
I want to backtrack actually, because this just reminded me of a story that's gonna stick in my head unless I say it. But you know, when you're talking about how music inspires your poetry.
Yeah.
When I was in 12th grade English class, we had our poetry unit. I used to want to be a creative writer. I suck at it. I'm actually horrible at it.
Okay.
Maybe I'll bring my diary in sometime and read it, because that
would be so fun.
So lame. I am like a terrible creative writer. But when we did our poetry unit, I don't know why I'm like going through that so fast. Anyways, unit, I just plagiarized Lord songs.
You did?
I took choruses of the Lord songs because my teacher, she was not listening to Lord, all right? I'll tell you that much. She was like an old English teacher.
Yeah.
And I remember one specific line I took because the Lord song, it's like, I'll see the veins of my city like they do in space. And I used some, like, I would take it but change it a little, you know?
Yeah.
And I used that, like, analogy of, like the lights from an airplane looking like veins of the city. And I got the poem back, and she was like, this is such amazing imagery. Beautiful. I was like, me? A poet?
That's so funny. I wonder how many people probably did stuff like that.
Probably a lot. Cody, I think, had his friend's dad, like, write poems for him for his English class.
His friend's dad?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have to have Cody share that when he comes on here.
I'll have to fact check that one. That's
but
crazy.
I'm pretty sure they, like, paid his friend's dad to, like, write poems for them.
That's wild.
So,
okay, that was my favorite subject. That was my favorite class. I took, just the creative writing class in, like, 10th grade, and I loved it.
I took that in 8th grade, and what I wouldn't give to see the story I wrote in there, I was like, I'm gonna write a novel. I had such a good idea, and I was like, this is gonna be, like, such a long novel. I have so much to get through, and I think it was, like, I was stretching to get 6 pages in there. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Damn.
Because the first page, I was like, this girl, she lived here and went through a magic mirror. I think it was some stupid magic mirror story. I don't know. But, yeah, by page 6, I was like, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
God, the amount of unfinished novels that I just have saved in my drafts. It's always like, I have a great idea.
Yeah.
And then you're at, like, 3 chapters, and you're like, okay, I don't know.
Well,
where to go from here.
There's this trend on TikTok, on author talk, maybe. I don't know if you've seen. Maybe it's a really specific TikTok trend. But I feel like I'm always getting on weird TikToks, and then I just get a bunch of videos. But people who are authors, they share like they're writing like the first couple sentences of books that they wrote growing up, and they play that sad song where it's like you know, and they like play that over these. They're like, here's the first sentence of all these books. I'm like, God, these first sentences
really good.
This is better than anything I've ever written. And they're like, this
is
sucks.
Trash. This sucks.
I'm like, okay.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, that reminds me. I wanted to amend something that I said last episode, because I've been seeing my TikTok and Instagram algorithm has been crazy lately. I've just been seeing a lot of videos of, like, guys jump roping, first of all.
I am not on that TikTok.
And, I think Book Talk, and someone told me this recently, Book Talk and, Bike Boys are, like, kind of interconnected.
I'm not on that
Someone told me that, like, all guys that ride a motorcycle are looking for a book talk girl to, like, ride on the back of their motorcycle, and girls are looking for the opposite.
That's interesting. That's an interesting connection from some other things I've heard about your dating life. Huh.
I may or may not have some hot girl summer updates. Anyway.
Okay. I think we should just dive in. Tayven's like, I'm not ready. We can circle back to it.
Okay, well, I was gonna say the amend that I wanted to make is just because last time I said I like guys who, like, dance and, like, sing with me, like, match my freak.
Yeah.
But I really think that it's just guys who dance. Anytime I see, like, I have this group of, like, guys on my TikTok that, like, choreograph dances together.
Yes.
And they're so good.
Are they always being used in the, like, Court of Thorns and Roses edits? Or it's like the Bat Boys?
Yes. But it's so fun. And it's just, like, because I think it's attractive because they can just, like, let go. Yeah. And not worry about, like, being cool or whatever. But they just look so good. I'm like, that's so nice.
Did the guys line dancing doing the 2-step, did that do it for you?
The 2-step was fun. Me and our friend, I almost said his name.
Maybe it wasn't as appealing, though, to watch the 2-step.
I feel like, because it was really hot. It was really hot in this club that we went to. And so me and our friend were, like, really getting into the dancing, so I was, like, sweating. Like, it was so hot.
We were all dripping.
Yeah. It was gross, so I think that I, like, looked at the other guys dancing, and I assumed, I was like, they're probably so sweaty.
Yeah, you're like,
it's probably so disgusting. Because I knew how sweaty I was, but, yeah.
My TikTok right now, do you want to know what my For You page is?
Yeah.
It's, AI edits
Oh, yes,
the Court of Thorns and Roses.
The little videos. Those are so fun, though.
I wish I didn't like them. And here's the other thing I like, too. Normally, I don't love videos of people, like, acting out
I hate
things.
It. So cringy.
The Court of Thorns and Roses TikTok, though, I watch all the videos, people acting out the scenes, and they're, like, so serious and broody. And I'm like, go off.
Really?
Go off, girl. I hate them, but I love them because I just love the book so much.
Yeah.
And then especially the AI edits, because those ones don't normally have voices. It just will, like, put the text over these kind of, like, slightly moving images. And I'm like, yes. I love it. Good. I saw one today of Tamlin crying when he's left at the altar. It was like, ooh. And I was like,
see that one.
I love it.
I see the one of Starfall a lot. That one's my
I think I just pulled a muscle in my thigh. I just tried to cross my legs. Charlie, yours. I don't know.
Just sitting here.
I went to the gym this morning.
You're right, that's more than I did, so.
And I did a lot of squats. I don't know. Okay, I'm not crossing my legs.
Are you good?
I'm good. Okay, refocus.
Okay.
Sorry. I was just trying to be casual and cute and like do a little leg cross. I was like, ah!
Okay, do you want to hear my hot girl summer update, Addie?
Yes, always.
Hot girl summer, well, we decided earlier, be prepared, ladies and gentlemen, because it's almost time for feral girl fall. Hot girl summer is, oh god, transitioning.
Don't spill your coffee.
I just knocked my coffee over.
Yeah, transitioning hot girl summer, it ends in September.
Yeah.
September 1st, feral girl.
September 1st? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's in time for my birthday.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the theme of your birthday party.
Feral.
Feral.
Girl fall!
It's just feral.
That's the theme. Everyone just come feral.
Yes.
No explanation, however you can interpret that.
Whatever you want to dress as, whatever you want to be that night, be feral.
I want to make, like, cute little invites for my birthday party, like how we did in, like, elementary school.
I think we should do it.
That'd be so fun.
That was, like, always so awkward in elementary school, passing out your birthday party
and
invites.
that you didn't give it to.
Because you'd hide them in your desk, and then at recess you, like, slyly go up to someone, and you're like...
It's like a drug deal. It's like...
You're invited to my birthday party.
But then everyone finds out anyway, like, who's not invited. I remember I didn't get invited to a few, and it really
I look back at pictures of my birthday parties, like, because I had them every year in elementary school, and I'm always like,
yeah,
what a wild collection of people, because Tayven's obviously in all of them, and then our other friend that we were super close with, but then every year I'm like, what an interesting
There's just
group.
a random, like, new assortment of people every year. Yeah.
And I'm like, was I just friends with everyone? Probably.
You were a lot more social than
Chatty Cathy,
yeah.
I guess.
I was talking to this guy last night, and he was like, yeah, my circle goes so far. It's like this guy, and my sisters, and my family, and I was like, my circle, and, well, actually, he said, he was like, I feel like your circle is Addie, Cody, and then your brother. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. But you're just so good at, like, making new friends and talking to people that I'm like...
I do love making new friends. It's one of my favorite things, and I feel like I'm really good at it. And, like, I had a party... Well, I like to throw parties. They're not, like, ragers or anything, guys. I'm not going crazy.
Great.
But some little get-togethers. I love a themed party. And I had a friend tell me a while ago... Okay, now I gotta back up for the story. My friend moved into a new apartment, and I was so excited to see it. And then he told me, like, the next weekend, he's like, oh, yeah, I had a little housewarming party last weekend. And I was like, where was my invite? And he's like, oh, well, it wasn't for, like, this group of friends. It was for kind of this other group of friends. And I was like, okay,
why not
again,
mix?
Where's my invite? He's like, ew, it's weird to mix friend groups. I'm like,
No.
I do it all the time. And he's like, I know, Addie. You do it at every party. And I'm like, okay, do you have a problem with that? But it's because I don't have big groups of friends.
Yeah.
I have, like, one or two friends who know each other, so then when I want to get, like, a big group together, it has to be strangers. But then I always have games at the party, so everyone can get to know each other.
But then, yeah, I was gonna say, it's so fun, because then I end up making new friends.
Exactly.
Because, like, a lot of the people I know now have just been your friends first, but I'm like, now they're my friends, too. I love it.
We should have a little podcast party, and if you listen and you want to come, send us a little comment, and I'll get your phone number, and we'll have a little party.
That would be so
And
fun.
we can all make some new fantasy friends.
Oh my god, I love that. That would be so cute.
Actually, it was fun. We had a couple people comment who, like, we went to high school with and stuff, and, like, college. And, well, they reached out to Tayven, because she, like, put it on her Instagram that we were doing this, and I was like, oh my god, I love that person. That's so fun. And so...
I actually, when I started tattooing, I started tattooing a lot of people that I hadn't, like, talked to and forever really seen, but then they, like, hit me up. They're like, oh, I would love to get tattooed by you. And it was so fun to reconnect with everyone. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love it.
One of our listeners and one of Tayven's tattoo clients, I want to have him on the podcast so bad because I had a marriage pact with him in junior high, so would love to have him come on. You'll be surprised who it is.
Surprise Surprise reveal.
Surprise reveal.
But he said that he was having a hot girl summer too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how we got here.
Yeah.
Your hot girl summer.
Oh god, yeah. Okay.
I was trying to think while you were talking. I was like, I want to loop back to where we were, but I couldn't remember. But okay.
Okay.
Hot girl summer to feral girl fall and Tayven's birthday party.
So actually, what I wanted to say, I won't give the craziest update, but one of the updates I wanted to give, the craziest thing did happen to me like 2 days ago. Oh no, God, this was yesterday.
It was last night at 3 a.m.
Well, no, oh. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, something else.
I don't know if I can say that on the podcast. That's too crazy.
No, say something else.
Okay. So I was at work yesterday. So I have a second job. I work kind of part-time in a restaurant. Just went tattooing slow. I pick up a few shifts. But I was at work yesterday. It's like maybe like noon. So it's just the middle of the day. And I received the spiciest text. It was so crazy. It was so... And I talked to this person about it afterward. And he was like, that's not even that crazy. He was like, it's not that spicy.
Crazy.
He's like, have you never... Anyway.
I wish you would have let me read the text instead of just saying it to me, because it kind of ruined the spiciness from Tayven.
Because it's in like my tone of voice.
Don't get me wrong, it was a very spicy text. That was a
so
sexy text. You know who you are who sent it. That was good. But you just telling me, relaying it in your voice, not as sexy.
Yeah, that's fair. But to put into context, I'll take the trash out and then check my phone or do a little vape break or something. But I had just gone to take out the trash and checked my phone and read that text, and I could not focus. The whole rest of the day, I was so distracted. I was a little
hot and bothered.
A little flustered to be in the workplace. Every time someone would come up and talk to me, I just had this secret little stupid grin on my face, and I was just chopping celery, just being
that
a little giggle.
When I was 15, I worked at a restaurant, and the first dream I had about making out with a guy, I had it the night before work one day, and then I went to work.
Oh, that was funny.
I had never made out with a guy either,
really?
In real life. I don't even think I'd had my first kiss at this point. So that dream was so crazy to me.
That is crazy.
And
it's
all I could think about all day was this dream where I had made out with this guy. I was like, oh my gosh, that was crazy.
When you remember something and just in the middle of the day you remember something someone did or said, and it just gives you that little butterfly, the tingles in your stomach.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I kept thinking of it over and over again. I was like, ooh.
Think about that with Cody all the time.
Oh my gosh. That reminds me, I didn't tell you this yet, so this is gonna be a surprise.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
I had a spicy dream last night. So okay. I told you the conversation that I had at 3 a.m.
Yes. Spicy.
It was also very spicy.
I mean, I don't think there are many non-spicy conversations happening at 3 in the morning.
That's true. I don't know. Yeah, if you're talking about normal things at 3 a.m., that's just, what are you doing?
Lame.
Not having a hot girl summer, that's for sure.
I don't know what kind of summer that is, but...
Lame.
Super lame summer.
So, yeah, I had a super spicy conversation before bed, and then I went to sleep, and he had actually mentioned, he was like, maybe this will inspire some dreams, and it did!
Whoa!
It did! It was so crazy. It was so wild.
And is that why when I came over this morning, Tayven was the craziest when I came over this morning. Her energy was insane.
It was wild. Because we got up pretty early to do this. So, early for me.
I'm like, I came over here at 10:30.
Addie gets up at 6 a.m. I usually sleep until 10, 9 or 10. It depends. But, so I went to bed at 3. So I got 6 hours of sleep. So I wake up and I'm deliriously tired, but also just still so giddy and just So yeah, the energy was crazy this morning.
When you have a spicy dream, it has to be.
Addie said my face was so red when I was talking to her.
It was. Tayven, just when you said that, when we wake up and stuff. Okay, Tayven and I, if you know us, we're pretty opposite in how we look. I would say.
A lot of the things.
But just I realized I'm God, we are opposites with literally everything, how we live our lives.
We took a picture 2 Christmases ago. You had that party, and I came over, and I'm in full black. I'm in, like, black leggings.
We both had cat shirts on, so that's why we took
sweaters on, but mine was, like, a black cat, and it was, like, a sphinx. Yes. So it was, like, a naked cat, and then I had, like, a black beanie on.
Mine I had literally borrowed from my mom, and it was, like, a white sweater with, like, a Christmas cat, like, a little cartoon. And I was like...
We took a picture because it just describes our aesthetic so well. Like, if you see those videos, it's, like, the black cat friend and, like, the rainbow friend.
Yeah.
That's us, to a T.
Except I feel like I'm more like the exercise short friend. Like, the gym short friend.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I used to dress a lot more cute, but I'm poor now, okay? Can't dress...
I feel like my style is just comfort now.
Yeah, because we both work... Well, I mean, like, a lot of your work is from home with tattooing when you do, like, flash and stuff.
Yeah.
And I work from home, so it's hard. But I did decide 2 months ago, I was like, I'm in my hot girl summer too, so I've started getting ready recently. Been wearing more makeup. Well, okay, I've been putting mascara on.
Inspired me too, honestly. I went out and like got some cute new clothes the other day, and I was like, well, because Addie had said, she's like, Kate, we're in our 20s, we're still young, we're hot, like, what are we doing? Like,
what are we doing? Just wearing sweats every day?
We're living like hobbits, yeah, like little gremlins, and we're like, but that also reminds me of that Taylor Swift line where it's like, I'm wasting my youth.
Yes.
Like,
I'm pissed off you let me give all that youth for free or something.
Because I wasted
Except I'm pissed off at myself. What are you doing, you little clown?
What? Yeah. So, we're back though.
Yeah.
We're back. Baby.
Hot girl summer into feral girl fall.
It's really coming.
What does feral girl fall mean to you, Tayven? What is your vision for feral girl fall?
Okay, well, so since I decided hot girl summer is over, I feel like feral girl fall to me means just doing absolutely wild, off-the-wall shit with my friends.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Just, like, doing, like, the weirdest, like, earlier this year, we wanted to get into a lot of shenanigans.
We made a list of shenanigans
we're like, this is the year to get into shenanigans.
One of them was perform a heist. We haven't done that.
No.
We wanted
to do a lot of pranks.
We were gonna make Tayven pass out, which didn't we do that?
No, I haven't passed out yet.
I feel like we were talking about it the other day. I thought you passed out somewhere.
I think we had a plan. No, I've still never passed out.
Were we gonna go on like a carnival ride? We were talking about it the other day.
We're like, if we need to make Tayven pass out,
I was like, we could check that off.
Yeah. But, yeah, I've never in my entire life have I lost consciousness. So that was one of them.
That was one of them.
We had a lot of really good pranks planned, but...
Yeah. Oh, I still have some good pranks planned.
The flamingo one was funny. I still want to do that one. You wanted to put, like, a bunch of, like, plastic flamingos in my parents' yard.
Oh, yeah, in your parents' yard.
Yeah.
I think your mom would hate that.
I think that, yeah.
She'd call the police. She'd be like, someone's putting flamingos in my yard, and it's just me.
It's just Addie. Trying to have a feral girl fall.
Let me tell you guys about a prank that I've had on lock, but I feel like it would take a lot of time and money to print out the materials that I need, but it's good, and maybe someone who's a little wealthier than me can use it. I wanted to prank Cody's brother with this. But so I wanted to get like signs during their next city council election where he lives, and signs that just say vote Ellsworth. That's our last name, you know? So and put them in his neighborhood, like put them in people's lawns, and then he's driving around. And this prank is going over like 2 months, right? While it's building up to the election. And he's like, oh, that's crazy. There's someone else named Ellsworth who's running. You know, it's just a passing thought when he sees them. And then I ramp it up, and I put his first name on the signs too, and I put vote, you know, whatever his name, Ellsworth. And then he's like, oh my gosh, we have the same name. That's crazy. I've actually submitted his name to run for city council. So then at this point, he's like, maybe he goes on the website and he does see the name on there. And he's like, wow, that's crazy. I wonder who this is. Next level, the signs have his face on them. So this is like a month in. He's seeing these signs and he's like, that's me. And then the final prank,
we all vote for him.
He gets voted into the city council.
That's actually really good.
I thought it was a good prank.
That's well thought out, yeah.
Thank you.
I love a good time-consuming prank, like something that happens over time.
Yes. My mom did that once to my uncle. She, like, had her coworkers call him and pretended that there was an ad for a personal trainer. So she would have her coworkers call. This was before we really had, like, caller ID. People would call on the home phone, right?
God,
I was young.
Yeah.
I was in elementary school. And so she'd have them call and be like, oh, is this, you know, Mr. Dean? Or no, I don't think they'd say his name because they're like, oh, I'm calling this number. I saw your ad to be a personal trainer. And my uncle was just like, what are you talking about? And my mom was doing this over a couple of weeks. She'd have people call him. And then finally, because they would go to the same gym, and she hung up these posters of my uncle. He had this, like, muscle pose from a picture from a family party. And she hung him up at the gym, and she saw him there, and he's like, I'm still getting these weird, like, phone calls, people asking me to be a trainer. And, he would ask, where'd you see this ad? And people were like, in the bathroom at the gas station, or at the gym, like, everywhere.
That's so
and
funny.
So they would turn a corner, and my mom's like, that's so weird. Could it have anything to do with this? She, like, points to the poster, and he's like, what?
Oh my gosh. That's so good. I love your mom for that.
Yeah, it was a really good prank. You know what's funny, too? That was not her own brother that she pranked. That was my dad's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
That
just reminds me. Addie has been doing this thing lately where...
I'm scared. My nose is so itchy. Hold on. Pause.
I have to pause talking so you can itch your nose.
So I can focus on what you're saying. Okay, I got it.
Okay. Addie has just been lying for fun a lot lately.
I do that all the time, though. That's not new.
I feel like I've noticed it more lately, like the last year. Okay. But she'll just, like, and it's not even anything, like, crazy. She'll just tell me, like, the stupidest things. She'll be like, oh, did you know that this happened? And it never happened, but I'll fully believe her.
I love to lie. I just remembered a really good one I had. Can I tell you?
Yes.
A couple years ago, I was helping a friend move from North Carolina to Utah, so we drove cross country, and we stopped in Colorado, like, our last night, and in the elevator in the hotel, I don't know why there was, like, a picture of the Liberty Bell in the elevator, which was weird, and so she remarked on it, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Liberty Bell, like, the real Liberty Bell is actually here in Denver, and the one in Philadelphia is a replica, and she was like, oh my god, that is so crazy, I never knew that, and I'm like, yeah, isn't that wild? That was a lie, I just made that up.
It's the way that you say it with such confidence, it really makes me believe you. I'm like, yeah, okay, no questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or it'll be like something like that you've done, like I think you're telling me like, oh yeah, I like take like 6 melatonins when I go to bed or something, and I'm like, okay, and you're like, I really take 3.
I only take 1, okay, don't go crazy on my melatonin. I just feel like I love it. I love to pull one over on people. Cody always hates it, but he did it the other day to me, and he's like, that was such a rush. And I'm like, yeah.
You get it.
That is a rush. I did a good one. I did it a lot to Cody when we first got married, because I would do it when I want attention. Because we'd be on our phones, and so one time I was like, you know, we're just sitting on our bed on our phones, and I was like, Cody, did you hear that this friend, he got a chinchilla? And Cody was like, what? I thought he hated chinchillas, which was not even the response I was expecting. I was like, why would this friend hate chinchillas? But I was like, no, I'm just messing around.
I just want you to pay attention.
But he's like, that's so crazy. I always thought this friend had something against chinchillas.
That's wild.
So,
okay, I wanted to revisit.
We're like refocusing from the lies. I don't even know how we got here, quite frankly.
Keep track of them all. Okay, we had an idea, and I wanted to revisit some of my dating horror stories. And assigning them to fictional characters.
Yeah, we were chatting about it the other day. Tayven has had the craziest dating life, like dating horror stories. I feel like I didn't date for very long. I got married when I was 23, and I grew up in the Mormon church, and the dating pool in Mormonism, it's different. It's different.
It seems like it would be.
And so you get some weird stories, but they're weird in a different way. Then, like, I feel like Tayven's, I'm like, oh my god, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, I want to say, too, I don't think the normal dating world is like this either. I think I somehow just...
It's just your dating world.
I think I just attracted the weirdest, craziest things.
Well, okay, to be fair, Tayven, you told me today, you're like, this person is just checking so many of my boxes, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, what boxes? And she's like, they like Zelda. I'm like, oh, is that a box? I feel like a box, and then her other boxes too, they were more like interests they have. I'm like, I feel like the box should be...
Is nice.
Charming. Is
has
funny.
A good sense of humor. Yeah.
You know, is mentally stable. I don't know.
No, I was like, it was like 3 things. It was like, yeah, plays Zelda, rides a motorcycle and then says a certain spicy thing that I really like.
Tayven cannot, unless we want a double explicit warning on the podcast.
God, the double E.
The double E. Or I think it would be an X rating.
I think if we, oh yeah.
An X-rated podcast?
Oh my god.
Not just explicit, X-rated.
That'd be crazy.
No, that's crazy. We won't go there. Maybe.
But yeah, I guess historically Addie hates my taste in men.
Yep.
We go through the roster sometimes and Addie's like, they all look the same! They all are like the same person!
It is crazy how similar her exes are. It's crazy.
I'm a sucker, historically, for the long curly hair. I feel like that really gets me.
Yeah.
But
that's your hair.
God. Gross.
Tayven's like, I need to recover.
Well, it was like just barely when we were talking about like some of the things that I said that I liked about this guy, and you were like, I do that. I was like, oh shit.
Wait, you do that?
No, when I was saying like this guy really reminds me of you.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
isn't that cute, guys?
Honestly, though, I love you, so it kind of makes sense.
I love you too. And then
if there was a guy version of Addie, I would love that person.
Oh my god, thank you. We were chatting to my husband. I actually feel like when I first started dating him, he was so similar to a friend she's like one of my best friends still, but I'm like, they're so similar. And Cody and Tayven have a lot of similarities as well, actually. So riddle me the psychology on that. I don't know.
Instead of like that thing that's like you fall for your parents or whatever.
You like, fall for your best friend.
You fall for your best friend. Oof. Okay, anyway. So
But actually I think it works because I think Cody, the differences you and Cody have are the things that I feel drive me crazy. We have things that drive each other crazy about each other. But they're the ones that would make me not be able to be your roommate. And Cody has differences on those.
That would be a real, husband killer, for sure.
Yeah, so then it's perfect.
So, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
You just need to make sure the qualms you have with me...
This guy does not.
He doesn't have those qualms in him. Yeah.
Oof. Alright, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay. I don't know if you can keep that list to yourself of your qualms, too.
Yeah, I'm not sharing that.
Well, could be interesting. Next week. Next week, we'll have Cody come on and we'll just air our grievances with each other.
I have so many good stories I want to share, too. I want to talk about Moab so bad.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, we'll have to chat about that. Okay,
but I want to wait for Cody.
Yeah.
But, okay, actually, I was thinking, because we were going to assign these horror story ones, but this guy that we've been referencing, what fictional character would you assign him? I'm curious. I was thinking about this.
Well, I did say I feel like he belongs in a CW show.
Yeah. That's fictional. So.
That is fictional, so now I'm like, what character would he be?
I can only think of Riverdale.
That's all I can think of, too. And here's the thing.
I have the biggest crush on Jughead.
Oh my gosh, maybe he's like a Stefan Salvatore vibe.
Ew!
I like Stefan!
I hate Stefan!
Okay, well, forget it. Of course you hate Stefan.
Because it's Damon! Damon every day.
Okay, I actually love Damon. Whenever I rewatch The Vampire Diaries, I'm always like, the first episode, I'm like, I don't know why Elena would ever choose Damon. Stefan's so good. And then as soon as Damon comes in, I'm like,
Damon enters the chat.
The Vampire Diaries is an excellent show.
Phenomenal.
If you haven't watched it, I would recommend it. But also, if you haven't watched it and you're not that interested, I would highly, highly recommend the spin-off series, the originals.
Yes.
You don't need to watch The Vampire Diaries to watch the originals.
No. Yeah.
There's a lot more fun, like cameos and stuff if you do, but the originals, I think, is better than The Vampire Diaries.
It is. It is.
Yes.
But it also I actually was just thinking, it reminds me still so much of A Court of Thorns and Roses, because there's that meme that's like, Damon Salvatore walked so Rice could run.
So he could fly.
But I'm like, Stefan's kind of like Tamlin, too. A little bit. Well, because it's kind of like the guy she starts out with and then doesn't end up,
Yeah, only in that sense.
I don't know. Stefan's fine.
I don't know. You should have asked me this question earlier so I could prep, because I have no idea what fictional character.
It's fun as a surprise.
It is more
get
fun.
Your raw reactions.
Because I'm like thinking Lord of the Rings. He's someone. Maybe like Samwise Gamgee.
Oh my god.
But like a hot Samwise Gamgee.
Hot Samwise Gamgee.
You know what though? Samwise Gamgee's already hot, so.
Is he?
But he looks nothing like this guy.
No.
But the vibe is there.
I don't know, I can only think Aragorn because I just love it. I love it.
But Aragorn's, like, kind of broody, quiet. Yeah. That's not this guy.
The actual hottest thing a man can do is open both doors of Helm's Deep at the same time.
They have a Lego set I just saw the other day of Barad-dûr.
Yes.
And it's so freaking sick. It's like,
sets have to be so expensive.
I know it's $460, but I was like, God, I want this so bad.
They're like marketing to adults, but like we're all fucking poor.
I know, but honestly, I'm like, Cody, get that for me for Christmas, and then I can watch my Lord of the Rings marathon and build this Lego tower.
Oh,
and it's so cute, because, you know, the front, it just is like the straight building, and it goes up to the Eye of Sauron. And then it has like Frodo and Sam and Smeagol down at the front.
That's so
But
fun.
then when you go on the back of it, it's like the tower's cut open, and it's so funny because they have these little portraits of Sauron in there, like on the wall. He's like holding the ring, and I'm like, that's so cute. Jinx. So
can't talk for the rest of the podcast now.
I never did the like Jinx can't talk. I would always do like Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Yeah, but if they talk, they owe you a soda.
No, we would just say Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Just if you do it?
Just if someone jinxes you, they owe you a soda.
Yeah, we did it like if you talked, then they owe you a soda.
Maybe my family just likes to talk too much. They're like, we're not doing that.
This is not happening.
That's foolishness.
We cannot shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hate your picks.
Wait. Oh, yes. Okay, I was like, hold on, what was I talking about? Yeah, you just didn't give me enough warning. I'll have a better answer next time.
Okay.
But
well, we do have some prepared, so...
Yes. Let's get into it. Because you only asked me about your exes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I thought it'd be fun to do some good guys, too, because all my exes suck.
Some of them are good.
Yeah,
some
like 2.
Okay. Let's get into it. Let's
start with the
just
most
share...
recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, like we said, this guy...
Pick like one horror story. There's too many.
Oh, there's
just pick
too
one.
many. I don't know, because what... Oh, the character we assigned him. What's a good story to go with it?
There's a lot. Okay, there's actually too many stories. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do a brief recap. 5 stories. 5 quick stories.
Okay, 5 quick stories. One, on a road trip to San Francisco that was 12 hours long, he told me that him and his friend agreed that I was a catfish. There's one.
They were already dating, and he said, I thought you were a catfish.
We were already dating. He found me on Instagram. That's the first time he saw me, so it was just... Okay, so you saw me in person, decided I was uglier than you thought, and still decided to date me, I guess.
Outrageous. And rude. You just don't tell someone that.
Even if you do think that,
keep that to yourself.
Tell me that.
Or if that's maybe your thought, you could say, oh yeah, I loved your Instagram pictures. I don't know. Like, and that's all you say. You just shouldn't say it at all.
I thought of a new good one. I don't know if I've ever told you this one.
A new story.
Okay, my Instagram is it's a little... risque. I got a lot of boudoir pictures.
The one where
there.
he called you a slut and made fun of you with his friends?
I don't know if this is the one where he made fun of me.
Well, I do know that one.
But I had posted a booty pic. Not like a full booty pic, but I have a peach tattoo on my butt. So I had kind of like showed it off a little bit. And he called me a slut.
Also, this was like the first month of them dating.
He was like, well, I wanted to hang out. I was like, oh, do you want to hang out today? And he was like, why don't you go hang out with whatever guys on Instagram you're posting those slutty pictures for? Anyway. Okay, so that's 2. 3, he once told me that he was falling out of love with me, so that I should start doing things to make him feel more passionate about me. I like yours of... when you and Cody first met him.
When I first met her ex-boyfriend, the first dinner we all had together, we were out eating, and he just was like, yeah, I just don't really care about anything Tayven says, because she's never been through anything hard, so it's just, like, not important.
It's just hard to care when she talks.
It's just hard to care when she talks, because she's never been through any trials.
Because I had said something, and he's like, oh, I don't remember, and I was like, I told you that. He's like, and then he was like, well, I don't listen to you when you fucking talk, so.
I was like... What? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard anyone say. That's so rude. Like,
I said it like a brag too, like bragging to my friends.
Yeah, like I've been through something so hard, so Tayven can't understand. Also, I'm like, this guy's known Tayven for a month. He doesn't know what she's been through in her life. And regardless of whether she's had a hard life or not, it doesn't make what she said, because it was just like how her day was. It was just like a little thing. It doesn't make it unimportant.
Like, oh, work sucked today or something.
He would always do that though. Every job you had, you'd come from, you'd be like, I'm tired. He's like, well,
doesn't compare to the time that I got shot at.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't give a shit.
R.I.P. I think the last one should be the breakup, what he said when you guys broke up.
Oof. Yeah, so him and Addie historically did not have a great relationship. Well, Addie really tried.
I tried. I invited him to my house
hard at first.
over and over and over. I let him come to my home. He never once invited us out. And he was so disrespectful to me. He literally kicked dirt on me once when I told him I had brand new white shoes. Yeah, he kicked dirt on me. But I tried again and again and again. So yeah, because
I had gotten kind of upset at first. I was like, but I love him, and you guys aren't even trying to be. Addie was like, yeah, we are. Like, we tried so hard to be friends.
Tayven and I, we had a falling out for like a year, and a large part was this relationship because I was like, Tayven was like, you guys don't even try. I'm like, I have tried so hard for this, buddy, okay?
She did. We had like a yearly trio tradition. Me, Addie, and her husband, we would have like a cute little Christmas party, and that was our tradition.
Yeah.
We decided to invite him once he ruined it. So, anyway.
I feel like, too, even the last year you were together, I feel like I went to bat for this guy.
You did.
Because there were things that I didn't agree with that were happening, or I thought that maybe, like,
I could have done better.
Yeah, I thought Tayven could have done better. You know,
we all have our faults.
Yeah, and so I was like, that's not right for this guy. Like, I don't think that he deserves that, even though he sucks.
She was like, if you guys ever get married, I'll be there. She was like, I might be wearing a t-shirt underneath that says, I hate this guy.
but I'll be there.
I'll support you. So anyway, it was, the relationship was already kind of falling apart previous to this. I had known in my head for a while that it was over. It was not going to work out. But what really, because I was scared, as you do when you're dating someone for that long.
That's a hard thing to let go of. It's a big life
change, too. So I was scared to actually end it. But what really cemented it, what actually caused me to say the words, it's over, is we got into this huge fight, and I was like, well, Addie has always supported me in this, and he was like, well, I don't care, your friend's a effing C-word, so.
If you guys could see my face right now.
And then I was like, okay, that's it. I was like, don't you dare. I was like, don't talk about my fucking friend that way.
Tayven was actually next to me on the couch when she got that text. She's like, oh my gosh, look what he just said. I'm like,
Yeah.
Does that confirm everything I've ever thought about him? Yes.
So, yeah, that was the end. That was the character we assigned.
Yes, because we were like, who would he be if he was a fictional character? And I said Tamlin from The Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah.
Because, I will say this, I think he was Tayven's best current boyfriend. I like some of your, junior high boyfriends,
Yeah.
But, best of her adult life. Even with all those stories, people.
You'd be surprised.
So,
yeah.
But it's in The Court of Thorns and Roses, Tamlin, he's the first love interest, and you do like him, and you feel like he's, you fall in love with him in the story, right?
Yeah.
But then as she, meets other people and grows, it's oh, he actually...
She becomes, a better version of herself.
Yeah, and he just wanted the old version of her.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, that's exactly what happened, because as you started, I feel like so many of your problems started when you went to tattoo school, and you started becoming more, independent and following your dreams.
Yeah.
And he was like, maybe I don't like it.
Well, because I realized, and I don't, want this to sound cocky at all, but I realized I was I have a lot of cool qualities. There's a lot of cool things about me that I really like. I was, almost learning to love myself in the process.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing all these things, and I was like, he either actively hates them, or, doesn't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
I was like, I deserve someone who thinks that these things are cool, too.
Exactly.
That, appreciates these qualities about me. So, I was thinking last night, actually, I was like, as much as that relationship was what it was, I'm very grateful for it.
You grew a lot. You changed a lot, yeah.
Yeah, especially this last year. It
was
yeah. Crazy.
I feel like...
And I don't think I'd beat this person
your
if it wasn't for
self-confidence is absolutely, totally flipped in the last year.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And that's what happens when you leave Tamlin and you go for Rhysand instead. There's the character for the other guy, Rhysand.
Whoa, okay.
And it all came together, folks.
I also, because I was thinking about this too, last night. So another one of my exes that I have some even crazier horror stories from. Can you believe it?
Yeah, and we literally need to save those for another episode, because that's a deep dive.
But the thing that I was thinking was just that he gaslit me so much. Because I was telling the TV story.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, God, he really made me believe that I was, the bad guy.
Yes.
I was doing,
the TV story does need to be told, but in a different episode, because I forgot we talked about that on Sunday when we tried to film this. God, that's a good story.
I've been thinking about that a lot. I told
that was
story
a crazy
last night
story.
to this guy, and he was like, I'm sorry, what?
Okay, we are gonna come back hard next week and share the TV story, because it's so good. But Tayven, your last boyfriend too gaslit you a bunch. And it was crazy because Tayven would come over and then she'd gaslight herself.
I would.
She'd be like, this guy said that I was mediocre and he doesn't love me. And I'm
He's
like,
probably right.
yeah. And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's really bad. And she'd be like, well, no, because I did this and I actually did this and maybe he got mad at this. I'm like, you just told him that hurt your feelings.
I literally was just being a human being with emotions, and I would get called like crazy or too much or whatever. He was like, I'm on my last straw. I'm
on my last damn straw with you, Tayven.
Word for word, it told me he was like, no other guy would put up with this, so you should feel lucky that I'm like so patient and stuff. And I was like,
are you kidding? That's actually insane.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. But I literally was like, I was just expressing an emotion. I was just like, hey, you said something mean and it made me sad. And he was like, you're crazy.
No one would ever put up with you the way I put up with you.
No other guy is
sweetheart, darling.
It's gonna handle this.
It's gonna handle this. God. Oh, God. I just pulled my muscle again.
Dude, did you stretch after the gym?
I did a little, but I've been going heavy on the weights because they've been fun. I've been doing a lot of like squats and deadlifts, and it just hurts.
He just falls out of her fucking chair.
I'm actually the draft pick for the Olympics because of how fucking strong I am now.
Yeah.
I can shoulder press 20-pound weights now.
Whoa.
That's really not that heavy, but for me,
that's a lot. I think we tried to do it the other day and I couldn't even.
You couldn't even lift the 20-pound weight.
Like,
sorry, little baby. I'm gonna be able to knock you out in one punch soon.
I amend. I feel like he would absolutely destroy me in a fight.
I'm actually training to fight your ex. We have scheduled an exhibition match. Would people that we know pay money to see us fight? I think they would. I think
would pay money. Cody would pay a lot of money to see that.
He is, so Tayven says, pretty strong though, so.
Well, because he was in the military.
What does that mean when you've been out of the military for 5 years? Are you still strong?
You fake wrestle and stuff when you're dating someone, and I would give it my all. Like, I wouldn't even, hold back. I'd be like, I'm gonna hurt him today, and I still just got wrecked.
That doesn't mean anything to me, Tayven. You couldn't lift up a 20-pound weight.
Are you calling me weak?
Yes.
Are you calling me a little baby?
Yes. The other day, I said that to my sister about something. We were talking about, grip strength. I don't even know how it came up, but I was like, well, don't play footsie right now. But I was like, no, I said my sister. I was like, you have terrible grip strength. And she was like, what are you even talking about? I'm like, you have weak hands. And she's like, how would you even know that? I'm like, I've known that since I was a kid. And I tested her grip strength. I'm like, come squeeze my hand. And she squoze it. And it was just like a, not even a firm handshake. And she's like, I'm squeezing it so hard. I'm like, Delaney, my point stands. We're trying not to share people's names, but I can't.
Trying not to name drop.
Yeah, people know my sister, so it's fine.
We just shared Cody's plenty.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, squeeze my hand
as hard as you can. I had to do the sound effect with it.
That really is hard.
I don't have great grip strength, but I got good punch strength. Here, do it as hard as you can for me.
Wait, I have to do my right hand.
Okay. Oh, see, I did my right hand and I'm left-handed.
Okay, wait. Ready?
That's also terrible. Okay, Tayven and I need to hit the gym and train up a little.
I need to get those those weights that are like the, those things so that you can train your grip strength with.
Yeah, a squeezer.
Yeah.
Maybe a squeezer, obviously.
Obviously.
I think we should have an exhibition fighting match.
I don't want that.
You know what? Next time I actually want to talk about too how me and my cousins would host a fight club in my grandma's basement. And I had an ex that did fight club in elementary school for peanut butter cups, and maybe I'll share that on there too. Tayven's like, I've never heard either of these things.
People are out here having real fight clubs?
Yeah, we would do it in the spare, I'll just tell you now, we had a spare room in my grandma's basement, and so at family parties, the bed in there, it was like a queen-size bed, so all my cousins, and we were all girls. Like, I have 23 first cousins on my dad's side.
That's so crazy.
And so there would probably be like 10 of us in there every time, like because I'm part of the older half of the cousins, and all the older cousins were all girls. And so we'd sit around the bed on the floor, and then 2 of us would get on the bed, and it would be our fighting ring, and we'd try and like pin each other or push each other off the bed.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was nice being the older cousin because you win a lot.
God, my younger brother was straight up abusive to me as a kid.
Yeah, he was
just abusive, period. We would Addie would come over when we were kids, and we would want to play with my brother, and he has Hot Wheels, so we're racing, and he had a bad temper. Every time he would lose, he would straight up chuck Hot Wheels at our head. He'd be like, "You ruined my game!"
and just throw him at us.
Do it right, that's not the rules!
But you know what? He's changed a lot because Sunday he helped us with our sound quality.
He did.
For this.
Yeah. Shout out, little bro. Thank you for that.
So don't come at us this time for the sound quality, okay? We know it's still not great.
We know. We're working on it.
We're just girls. I'm just a girl. And we're poor girls, number one. So we're not...
Can't afford the quality mics out here.
Number 2... We're both artists. You think either of us are technologically inclined?
We've ever edited a sound file before? I was looking up Google tutorials last time.
I did edit a sound file last year for Comic-Con for our stage performance.
Oh yeah.
But all I did was find music online and I cut the music when I wanted it to end. And I was so proud of that. I was like, look at me.
Well, we did
a little technology star.
I feel like the height of our technology knowledge is editing TikToks. Is laying over the video and the sound and cutting it into a cute little clip.
But wait until we get this on when we upload this on YouTube, I'm gonna feel like, oh my god, Google hire me.
We could do anything.
I'm pretty much
I could probably hack into a bank account.
Yeah, right now. I'm pretty much Mark Zuckerberg with how much I know about tech now.
So look out. We're coming for you.
And you know what, with that, I actually think when we first started the podcast, we're like, we'll keep them all around 50 minutes to an hour. We're at an hour 10 right now.
So much to talk about.
I know, and I'm I feel like I have so many more things I want to say.
I have so many more. I have the Harry Potter thing I wanted to bring up again.
Oh god, we'll have to table all this for next time. The crazy thing, too, is that Tayven and I have seen each other almost every single day since our last episode.
And every time!
We've got so much to say.
Even, when we're not here, I'm just like, Addie, I have so much to tell you.
I think I've called you again almost every day this week.
Every morning. Again, I don't wake up that early, so I wake up to Addie calling me.
Oh.
I'm like,
no.
Hello?
Here's what we're gonna end on, Tayven. My story from yesterday morning. I had to go to the post office.
Oh.
Here's a note about Tayven. Her time management, poor. So yesterday, I'm turning onto the main road, leaving the post office, and Tayven's car's right in front of me. She has a very distinctive car. She's got vanity plates and stickers, so I was like, oh, there's Tayven, so I call her. And my clock read 9:33 in my car. It's 9:33. And I knew she was probably going to work because I knew she had a shift at the restaurant she works at. And so I call her. I'm like, Tayven, I'm right behind you on the road. And she was like, oh, that's so funny. She's like, I am running
so
late.
She's
late. Like, I'm so late. My shift starts at 9:15. I'm like, what? And she's like, but I swore, and I knew all week that it starts at 9:30. I'm like, well, babe, then you're still running late.
It's 9:33.
It's 9:33, so either way, you're toast.
My boss, actually, he bribed me. He blackmailed me. He's like, Tayven, it's about time for a raise. He's like, you're on track to get a
blackmail,
raise.
That's bribery.
I know.
I was like, how do you blackmail you?
He has some information about me. He probably does. Anyway.
Spooky.
There's a lot of, anytime you work in a restaurant, there's a lot of drama. A lot of tea that gets spilled.
I feel like restaurants are very inappropriate. Boss to employee dynamics.
Anyway, so he had bribed me with a raise because he was like, you're on track. It's time for you to get a raise, but I need you to be on time 4 shifts in a row.
Shit.
And I had done it 3 times. I had 3, and yesterday was my final one. And I would have gotten a raise, but
you wouldn't have either way because you were still going to be late for the 9:30 shift.
He said a 5-minute window. He said you can be up to 5 minutes late.
Okay.
So I would have probably showed up right at 9:35.
Okay.
But I walk in, he's like, Tayven, you were doing so good. I was like, I know, I read your text wrong, because the place that I work does weird time schedules. They text you the day before you work and tell you what time to come in. So he had texted me on Saturday and said 9:15, and all weekend I was like, I gotta work 9:30 Monday, and I'm gonna be so on time. I'm gonna get my raise. It's gonna be crazy.
You're so wild with time management.
Yeah, I used to show up, like, I guess, hours late to Addie's house, because we were having a hot girl walk the other day.
We were on the e-bikes. Taven and I were on bikes. We were with Cody and one of our friends, and they were walking. Sorry. I'm, like, so shocked at this every time I think about it.
Because I was, like, I don't know if I was trying to defend
well, we just made a joke about how you're always late.
Yeah.
And then you're
and
like...
I was like, I've never been more than 30 minutes late to your house,
No, you said 20. You're like,
20
I've never been more than 20 minutes late to your house. And I literally, like, skirt my bike, you know, I'm like... And I was like, look back at Tayven, because she was behind me. And I was like, are you kidding me? And she was like, no, I've never been more than that late. I'm like,
I know I'm late, but not
I
that
have
late.
literally waited 4 to 5 hours for you to come over. And she's like, no, that's never happened. I'm like, not only has it happened, it's happened multiple times. And Cody and this other friend, they were both like, yeah, you are always hours late to hanging out.
You know what? Time blindness is a real thing.
Whatever.
Okay. I think it's been confirmed as a condition.
Get a watch.
Because in my head, I have a phone, but in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna, like, hop in the shower, like, do something real quick, and then I'll be there, and it'll be only a little bit late. They can't be too mad at me. And then I'll show up, and Addie, like, we literally had a huge falling out. Like,
that was part of the falling out.
Yeah.
There were a lot of factors to that falling out.
But Addie was like, I cannot stand how late you are all the time.
Yes. That's what shocked me so much about when you said you weren't late, because I've had so many conversations with you about it, and that's why I was like, what is this girl talking about? Like, is she crazy? But maybe that's probably why you were like, I don't know why she's always getting so mad at me. I'm never that late. And I'm sitting in my house, like, literally just sitting on my couch for 2 hours, and I'll text Tayven and I'll be like, are you still coming? And then, like, 40 minutes later, she's like, yeah, on my way. And then, like, another 40 minutes later, she's like, almost there. So I'm, like, just sitting around, and it makes me so mad. And then this is what Tayven does whenever I show up even, like, 5 minutes late to something. She's like, oh, I guess I was on time today. I will kill you.
Gotta be when I'm the only one that shows up on time. Gotta show it off.
It makes me so mad.
Well,
with that, I think we should wrap up.
That's a great place to wrap up.
Taven and I need to go box it out now.
Gotta get the pent up resentment out.
Yes, we'll return next week. Cody is guest starring next week. We're so excited. So
fun.
We're gonna, dive into some stories about how the three of us all became friends and stuff, because they're funny. I think they're funny.
They're so good.
And we also had a request to discuss Gardens
of the Moon.
Gardens of the Moon. So I think the three of us will all maybe have a little book club. Is it a book? I don't even know what it is.
I think it sounded like it was.
We're all gonna look into it and chat about it.
To have our first fan request.
Yeah, and Cody also wants to talk about Bridgerton. He loves Bridgerton. Okay, Cody's obsessed.
So cute. He wanted to be on that episode.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, I want to talk about Bridgerton. He's like, wait for me to talk about Bridgerton.
I love that.
So
fun.
We'll be back. Thanks for tuning in. And let us know if you want to come to Taven's Feral Girl Fall birthday party. We'll see you next week. Bye. Maybe I should do an outro on the ocarina.
Oh my god. We can just cut this part, yeah.
I'm just gonna do a little... We don't even have to cut it. Let me pull up a good one. Kakariko Village, and then we'll turn it off. This is a little bonus for everyone.
Do you know how this sound goes?